Hello students, welcome back to version control. In this presentation, we will discuss SVN commands, how to create repository, how to create working directory, how to add files in the working directory, basic commands like commit, checkout and all those commands we will discuss. Before going to SVN commands, a small recap to version control. Let us take one small example. Assume you want to write a program to develop a calculator. It will be having many modules. Let us take 4 modules. You start with first, second and so on. While writing the fourth module, you messed up with your code. Now, if you want to get back to the previous code or previous version, like version 3 or version 2, the previous version, if you want to get back the previous version, it is very difficult. Normally, to handle these kind of scenarios, we will store the file as program version 1, version 2, 3 and so on. This method is not efficient because it is time consuming and we won't know what we modified in that particular version. It is difficult to track. To handle this, we can use version control. Version control is nothing but a software to track and manage the file efficiently. There are a lot of version control softwares are there like SVN, Git, Mercurial, Bazaar and many version control softwares are there. In our curriculum, we will use Subversion. It's called as SVN. And in the last class, in the last presentation, we discussed how to install SVN. To install, you have to type sudo apt install subversion, and to check whether the subversion is installed in your system or not, type sudo svn -- version. You can access Subversion in two ways. Either you can go with GUI or command line interface. In our curriculum, we'll use command line interface. Command line interface is efficient and fast when compared to graphical user interface. The generalized SVN syntax as follows: SVN, subcommand, options and argument. The both options and arguments are optional. If you want, you can, but it is not compulsory. SVN. SVN is subversion. You are telling that you are using subversion. The next, subcommands. Subcommands is very important. You have to specify subcommands. Any one subcommands you have to specify. We will discuss what are the different subcommands, how to use. We will discuss options. Options are optional. It will change the behavior of the command. The next one is argument. Argument is nothing but the path of that file or directory which needed by the command. There are a lot of SVN subcommands are available. If you want to know more information about the subcommand, then you can use SVN help subcommand. Through this command, you can get more information about that particular subcommand. Example, if you have one command called commit. If you want to know more information about the commit command, then you can type svn help commit. Let's see more information about commit command. Svn help commit. Go to the first line where you can see information about the command commit. Commit, you can also use you can also use CI shortcut or short form. And here you can see what is the use of the command commit. There are two important things in version control. The one is working copy and the next one is repository. Repository is similar to your server where you will store all your files. Working copy is like you in your clients, assume it's like a client system or your local system. Okay, so whenever you want to work on particular file, you have to download your data from the repository to your working copy, and then you have to modify or add, delete whatever you want, update your code, everything you have to perform in your working copy. After performing all your operation, you have to update that information to the repository. So to update the information to the repository, you have to use the command called commit. This is very important step in the process. Let's see what is the syntax. Commit and then path. Commit is compulsory. Before that you have to use svn. Svn is the command. After that commit is the sub command, and then path. Path is optional. If you want you can specify, otherwise you can leave it. By default it will take the current path. The next one is log. Log message, you have to provide that log message. Otherwise, if you are not specifying log message, we won't know what modification you did on that particular version. We won't be knowing after some time. So it is good practice to add the log message. For example, if you added some document in your working copy, then you can add a log message saying that you added the file. Assume you modified some line in the working copy, then you have to specify that I modified some lines in that particular file. You have to specify. If you are not specifying, after some time you won't know what modification we did on that particular version. So it is compulsory, you have to specify. To specify the log message, you have to use the option yum. Yum is used to specify the log message, and then argument. Argument, in which particular file you modified, that you have to specify.